What's up guys, Groovy Guitar Dude here with a beginner guitar tutorial for Love Yourself by Justin Bieber. If this video helps you out, hit that like and subscribe button and let me know down in the comments below what are the songs by Justin Bieber that you want to learn on guitar. Guys, the first thing that you want to know to play Love Yourself on guitar is that in order to keep the song as accurate and beginner friendly as possible, we're going to capo up to 4th fret. And if you don't have a capo, I'll link to get this capo for free right up here. The next thing that you want to know to play Love Yourself on guitar is the structure of this song. We're going to start with verse, then go to pre-chorus, then chorus, then verse, pre-chorus, and chorus again. Then we'll have a bridge, and we'll finish up the song with one last chorus. And the last thing that you want to know before we dive into Love Yourself is the 4 chords that you need to play this song. The first one is A minor. The next one is C. The next one is G. And the last one is F. And I'll have a beginner way to play that F chord as well as short chord tutorials for all the other chords in the pinned comment below for those of you who need them. And with all that in mind, guys, let's dive into Love Yourself. Guys, Love Yourself is a beautiful song and it's kind of become an iconic acoustic guitar song. It's not a new song, there's already a lot of tutorials for it, but I've always wanted to make one of my own, so I'm stoked to share this song with you guys today. The first thing we're going to take a look at for this lesson is what we're playing for the picking pattern. It's going to repeat through all of the verses and the bridge. Now, this is the iconic part of the song. This is the main part of the song that probably most of you are excited to learn, and it's a very beautiful and very beginner-friendly picking pattern. We will be finger picking this, but even if you've never done finger picking before, don't be too intimidated. This is actually a great place to start. So, looking at our first shape here, we're going to start with a 3rd fret on the A string and a 5th fret on the B string. And actually, this whole entire picking pattern is going to be played just on the A string and B strings. So that helps a lot to keep it pretty beginner friendly because we don't have to leave those 2 strings. And this shape is going to be pretty much what we're using for the whole picking pattern. We're going to switch it up just a little bit, but you can really just keep it with these 2 fingers, your pointer finger and your ring finger. So we're going to start by picking the A string and the B string together on 3rd and 5th fret. And then we're going to pick the B string by itself on 5th fret. And that's our first shape. And that's going to be basically a template of what we're playing for all of our other shapes as well. They're going to look very, very similar. So our next shape, we're going to slide this down. We're going to have 2nd on the A string and 3rd on the B string. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to pick those 2 together and then pick the B by itself. And then we're going to slide it down and have a 1st fret on the B string and an open A string. And do the same thing here. Open A and B together. And then we're going to pick the B string 1st fret. Just like that. And that is the first half of this pattern so far. That's what we just did. So at that point, we're going to have a little pause, and then we're going to go up here to 5th fret on the A string and 6th fret on the B string. Same thing here. We're going to pick those 2 together, and then we'll pick the B by itself. And then we're going to slide back down to that first shape that we did, 3rd fret on the A string, 5th fret on the B string. We're going to do the same thing there, pick those 2 strings together, A and B. And then we're going to pick the B by itself. And then our last shape here is actually going to be the same as the 2nd shape that we played, which is 2nd on the A string, 3rd on the B string. Pick those 2 together, and then B by itself. And that's it. That's the whole pattern. One time through that last section, we're going to go just like that. So that's the picking pattern that's going to repeat through all the verses and the bridge. Like I said, nothing too crazy here. This is actually a great place for beginners to start with finger picking because it's a pretty slow picking pattern. It's all on 2 strings and it's very repetitive. So with that in mind, guys, with songs like this, with picking patterns like this, I like to play through it a couple times slowly so that you can make sure you have all the right stuff in all the right places. And then I like to play through it a couple times full speed so that you can match it up with the speed of the song. So slowly a couple times first through the picking pattern. It's going to repeat through the verses and the bridge on Love Yourself will look about like this without me talking. And a couple of times full speed through the picking pattern, it's going to repeat through the verses and the bridge on Love Yourself will look about like this without me talking. there, guys, we're into what's being played for our pre-choruses. From this point on in the song, we're going to be using chord progressions and strum patterns because that's all of the picking in the song is just what's being played in the verses and the bridge. So depending on whether you're more comfortable with picking or strumming, the rest of the song actually could be a little bit easier. So with that in mind, the first thing we'll take a look at is what we're playing for our pre-choruses. For our pre-choruses, we're going to have a couple chord progressions and a couple different strum patterns to go along with them. This is going to look really intimidating, but if anything, it's just a lot to remember. It's not actually that challenging. So first, let's take a look at the chord progressions we have for our pre-chorus. We're going to start here with an A minor, an F, and a C. We'll repeat that top progression twice. Then we go to the second one, the middle one. We're going to go A minor, F, C, and then to G. And then the last chord progression we'll do is going to be A minor, F, and G. And that last G chord is going to lead us into the chorus. So nothing too crazy there, and it's pretty slow, no crazy super fast transitions. If anything, it's just kind of a lot to remember because there's some moving parts. To add to that, we're going to have a little bit of a different strum pattern for each one of those chords. And again, this looks a little more intimidating than it is. There's kind of a pattern here, and it just would help to maybe take some notes so that you can remember where all these strum patterns go. So let's break these strum patterns down chord by chord. We're going to start with our first line there. The A minor on the first line, we're going to play down, up, about like that. And then we go to the F. We're just going to have a single down strum for the F chord. And then we go to the C. We're going to have down, up, little pause, and a down for that C chord. About like that. That's our first line, and we're going to repeat that twice. So down, up, down, down, up, down. About like that 2 times. Next, we're going to go to that second line. This is going to be really, really similar. We're going to have A minor. Same thing here. We're going to go down, up, then to the F, down. Then we're going to go to C, down, up. And then we're going to go to G with that final down strum. That's our second line. We're only going to play through that one once. Then we're going to go to our last line. This is my favorite line. I think it's pretty fun to play. We're going to go A minor, down, up. Then we're going to go to F, single down. And then we go to that G chord, and we're going to have 5 down strums kind of building into the chorus. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like that, building into the chorus. So pretty fun. Like I said, it's kind of a lot to remember, but it's really not too terribly difficult to play or very fast, and that helps quite a bit. So that is only going to play through once for each pre-chorus. But when I do my playthrough here in just a second, I'm going to go ahead and play through it twice just so that you guys have more of a chance to play along with me. The biggest thing about this that's challenging, other than just kind of remembering where everything goes, is also the timing, because the timing is a little interesting in this song, and it's even a little more interesting in the chorus. Not too terribly difficult, but I would recommend playing along with me, and even more importantly, playing along with the song to make sure that you get the timing down. Just because it's a little bit funky where the pauses are, it's good to be familiar with that. So with that in mind, guys, a couple times through the chord progressions and the strum patterns that we'll be using for our pre-choruses on Love Yourself will look about like this without me talking. And finally, guys, the last thing that you want to know to play Love Yourself on guitar is what we're playing for our choruses. And this is actually probably the easiest part of the song. We're going to have 2 short chord progressions and a very easy strum pattern to go along with them. First, let's take a look at the chord progression we're going to be using for our choruses. We're going to start here with a C chord, then go to G, then A minor, then F, and then second chord progression is going to be C, F, and C. Just like that. And we'll repeat those 2 chord progressions all the way through all of our choruses. And you might already be able to tell, but we're just going to be using a single down strum for each chord. The biggest thing here, like I said in the pre-choruses, is the timing. The timing of this is a little funky, so I would highly recommend playing this along with the song to make sure that you get the timing down and get super comfortable and familiar with that if you're not already. So what we're going to be doing is literally just a single down strum for each chord. We're going to go down, 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 down. In the next line, down, down, down. About like that. Now, one thing I will add is that little X there in the strum pattern. All that is a slap. And you'll hear that in the song, and it kind of sounds like that. It's just a slap on the strings, literally. So what you can do is you can do your down strum, and you can slap the strings. And it's going to add just a little bit of percussiveness. It sounds really cool and really true to the original song, and it really is not too terribly difficult. Even if you're a beginner, you can get that down. So what you can do is you can go down, slap, down, slap, down, slap, down, slap. Next line, down, slap, down, slap, down, slap. And that wasn't in perfect time with the song, but that's the idea of it, is just doing a single down strum. Work on that timing, make sure you got the timing down, play along with me, play along with the song, and add that little slap in after that single down strum. It'll add quite a lot to this and make it sound more accurate to the song, and also just give it a little extra layer of complexity that really sounds cool and sounds even more, again, true to the original song and also just fun to play. So with that in mind, guys, a couple times through the chord progressions that we're going to be repeating through the choruses on Love Yourself will look about like this without me talking. And guys, that is everything that you need to know to play Love Yourself on guitar. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments down below. I'm usually pretty quick getting back to those. And again, if this video helps you out, hit that subscribe button. I have about 890 other guitar and ukulele lessons on this channel, and I usually try to post at least 3 to 5 new lessons every single week. So if you're learning guitar or ukulele, there could not be a more perfect channel for you to check out. If you want to see what I'm up to in between videos, you can hit up my Instagram at @thegroovyguitardude. And lastly, guys, if you need a little extra help with this song or any other aspect of beginner guitar, you can hit up this link right up here to book a one-on-one lesson with me. Guys, I'm so stoked to finally be teaching this song. This is one of those songs that I've probably gotten endless requests for, tons and tons of requests for, and it came out a long time ago, but it's kind of become a staple acoustic guitar song that a lot of people, especially a lot of younger people, when they're first picking up guitar, want to learn this song. And there's a very good reason why. Number one, it's a beautiful song, and number two, it's actually very beginner friendly. The finger picking pattern that we learned for the verses is actually pretty easy as far as finger picking goes. It's pretty straightforward, it's fairly slow, so you don't have to worry too much about fast transitions, and really the whole thing is on those 2 strings, the A string and the B string. So it's a pretty good one for beginners as far as finger picking goes, and also the chord progressions for this are very simple as well, and the strum patterns to go along with them are simple as well. So this is just an all-around great song for beginners to learn, and it's just a beautiful one, and it's a lot of fun to play. So guys, I had a lot of fun learning this song. I hope you guys have a lot of fun learning it as well, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all soon.